I don't know. We had a few problems. The feed coming up. I guess I'll just I'll get right into it. I like my music bringing me in, man. I like my music bringing me in, man. I need the music bringing me in. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. One more time. You know, we start from the top. Gotta hit it. Yeah. 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 That's what I need. Yep. Yep. Give people time to come in and tune in. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Malik. Yeah, we're gonna fade. We're gonna fade. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? How you doing today? Welcome to another episode, Conversations with Malik, where we seek to provide enlightenment, spiritual growth, touch on social issues. I started off by going through a couple of things that's going on. We got the New Year's Eve bash going on at occasions. Okay, check us out. December 31st, $50 a ticket. You can reserve a VIP table of 10 for you and your friends. So it's a discounted ticket if you get a table of 10. DJ TNT, DJ Lennox, we got 2 DJs. Reduction System by Euphonic Sounds. Catered food, dessert table, open bar. I'm not a drinker, but for those who do, 10 to 3 at Occasions Banquet Hall. Come there, safe, nice environment. Come check us out. I want to give a shout out to the people over at Yelp that really helped us out today over at the Laugh and Learn place. We had a great video shoot. I want to thank you guys for all of your support and the team over there, everybody that's working over there to make things possible. All of the teachers who do such a great and tremendous job. Thank you very much. Tracy and Malik's Bus Company, 23 years in business. All of the guys over there at the team that make the whole thing possible, man. Y'all know who y'all are. Ed, Bruce, Clay, Mr. L, Stoney, Hector, Corey, all you guys, Mr. John. Shout outs to y'all, man. Terrific team of people over there. Highly blessed to be able to work alongside you guys. Want to give a shout out to my daughter at Dirty Monroe on Instagram. You can check her out. Give her a shout out. She makes nice dresses. If you're looking for dresses for this New Year's Eve, you can hit her up. Any occasions you got going on, you got a niece, they got a graduation, go to at Dirty Monroe. And my son launching his new clothing line. I'm so proud of him. Doing well, college student, entrepreneur. The official collab. Okay, give him a shout out. Everybody over at the bus company and listen. I want to shout out my son, who's the producer of this show. My son Kareem, who's very helpful with the sounds and everything that we got going on over here. It's a lot of work. I appreciate you. And my boy Jeff Joes, that's not here right now. He works with me, co-host on the show. I appreciate you, bro. All right, man. So shout outs to you. And so tonight is part 2 of What Do You Believe? Last week, I did a lecture on What Do You Believe? And I couldn't, I'm telling you, I couldn't sleep too good the past couple of days because I really felt like there was so much I left out. I couldn't really put it all down right then and there, because these spiritual gifts a lot of times have to be spoon-fed. I know they had to be spoon-fed to me. And things take time to ingest. And so it's so much that I want to say, but we got to take it a step at a time. And I have a lot of material. We've been talking, and the thing is like to just get me out here and get the stage, start setting the stage for what we want to do on this show. And let's be clear. This show just isn't going to be me here in the workspace here. We're going to take the show out there. We're about finding people with stories of transformation, to show people how we can get over hurdles, how we can get over obstacles, and what the process of transformation was. That's what this show is about. And we're going to be giving you the links once we get all of the channels up. We want it to be right. So we just decided to use this vehicle right now, but the YouTube channel and the website and all of those things are coming. So please bear with us and listen, we won't let you down. So I talked last week about what do you believe? And I went over the 5 steps that I put in place. The 5 steps to change the way I believe. So I'll go over them. The first step was visualize a dream. The second step was think of all of the ways that the dream can be destroyed and do the opposite. The third step was take the first step in that direction, regardless of finances or opportunity. The fourth step was don't occupy yourself with any extracurricular activities until the dream is fulfilled, except family and work obligations. The fifth step was once you get the dream, you'll realize that the process has changed your belief system, and now you could just live in your truth. But what does it take to get there? And there's some more things that I want to go over to help get us there spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You know, the definition of belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. The other part of that definition is trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. So my beliefs actually allow me to rewrite the narrative. Me being the author of the narrative is what ultimately shapes the reality that I live in. That means I'm in control of reality, which means I'm the reality maker. It's called manifest destiny. When I really get in touch and in tune with that, right there, it unlocks and unleashes a power that is beyond anything I could have ever dreamed. So I got to be clear on a couple things, and let's be clear on a couple things. Anybody listening to this and who's going to listen to this. What's blocking me from that is all of the ideas and concepts that shape how I view the world. I have ideas and concepts that shape how I look at people, how I view people, how I view situations. And those decisions are going to ultimately affect the actions that I take. The actions that I take are going to foster what my reality is. So my current reality is not something I can blame on somebody. My current reality is a set of decisions that started in my mind. In my mind. Even if it's something that happened to me, how I look at it, how I respond to it. You know, it's amazing. You can have 10 different people, right? You can have 10 different people. 10 different people can see the same event and see the same thing happen. And all 10 of them, I have a different view about what happened. You want to know why? Because all 10 of them had 10 different experiences from the womb to that present moment. Because it's sort of like a prism. You know, some of us and most of us are looking through the world through a prism. You ever look through a prism and you see all the different shapes and you see all of the side views and the different views? That prism is a replica of all of the people who have shaped my view about life. All of the experiences that I had from a child, all of the people I've ever been around, hung out with, all of my cousins, my mother, my father, extended family, all of the movies that I've watched. Everything that I've experienced affects my view. And I find myself not looking through my view, but through the view of all of the people who have impacted me, bad or good, that's distorting my view on life. That's why I got to have a new experience. That's why I got to have a new experience. You know, so it's amazing, you know, the way the brain works through creation, not consumption. Right? So, you know, if I want to create a new life for myself, if I want to create this new reality, it's not so much about what I got to put in, but it's more about what I got to do different to have a different experience. You know, it's amazing. You know, Sadhguru, he told a story, a man that went on vacation. So the man goes on vacation with his family to a nice hotel, nice resort. And he's on vacation, and the concierge, he tells him, hey, you know, we have a nice room for you with the best view. And so he takes him up to the room. He goes up to the room and he says, yeah, you know, this is a nice room, but as far as the view, this would be the best view if that big mountain wasn't there. Not understanding that the mountain was the view, but it's what he believed that was beautiful. You see? And so what I believe is going to tie right in to my emotions. And my emotions is going to make me make a decision. Now, I don't want to make emotional decisions. You know, I try to in business separate how I feel. I try to, when I deal with people, to separate how I feel. When I deal with my children, when I deal with my loved ones, to the best of my ability, I want to separate how I feel. Because why? At 8 o'clock, I could be feeling one way. And at 10 o'clock, I could be feeling a totally different way about the same situation. Anybody ever make a decision that they regret? A decision based on a feeling that led me to regrets. You know, my boy talks about you know, planting lemons for lemon seeds that I'm gonna have to suck at a future time. Planting lemons for a lemon seed I'm gonna have to suck at a future date. right? So belief is a process. And what is a process? The definition of a process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end, a natural or involuntary series of change. See, so it's the process that changes my beliefs. In Latin, the word process is pronounced processus, which means progression. But the process don't always feel good. The process doesn't always feel good. And that's what gets me. Because I've been trained through my beliefs, which is my perspective, that what feels good is actually good for me. Come on. It's a very childish perspective. But when I'm young, if something tastes good, I think it's good. So growing up, now laters tasted good. I mean, look, if you would have told me at 8 years old that now laters wasn't good for me, I would have laughed at you. How many of us was told to stop eating now laters? They would destroy our teeth. But what? Now laters, Skittles, the dollar, the penny, fish candies. Remember the penny stores? They had a penny store. I used to play for the Springfield Rifles. There was a penny store right across the street. I think that was 115th and Merrick. We would rack up on a bunch of candies. They tasted good. It felt good. So I went back for it. Vegetables didn't taste good. So I got to be careful, because some of us emotionally are still tied into believe that what feels good, what tastes good, what feels like a good experience is what's good for me. So the process of change never can be completed. Come on now. Come on, we're going to talk. We're going to talk. Because it's around that time of year where New Year resolutions are going to come. We're all trying to figure out what we're going to do to be better. Right? Come on. How many New Year resolutions? Can we remember all of the New Year resolutions from all of the years? I think some of us will fall into a deep depression if somebody would come to us and say, yo, I got 40 years of your New Year's resolutions, and I want to show you how many of them you followed through with. I think a lot of us would be in a lot of pain. I think I would. Because how many of us start out? We start out well. We start out well, and then we fade. We start out well, and then we fade. We go a quarter of the way, and then we fade. We go half of the way, then we fade. What happens is the reasons why we fade is because I don't allow myself long enough to let the process shape my belief system, so that now it's not a matter of me fading. Something has changed electrically. Something has changed in my decision making. And it's no longer a choice to quit. Because if I believe that failing is a bad thing, then I'm going to quit. How do I look at failing? You know, this rocket scientist was on a Discovery Channel the other day, and the guy that was interviewing him, he said to him, he said, yo, rocket scientists, we are, everybody has a saying, you're as smart as a rocket scientist. So rocket scientists are soon to be smart. And he said, well, it's not that we're smart. It's just that you guys see the times we succeed. If you was around us to see all the times that we failed, you wouldn't think we were so smart. He said, the thing with us is we look at every failure as a step towards success. I hopped out of my bed and sat on the edge of my bed for about an hour. This must have been like 2, 3 in the morning. Because how do I look at failure? Am I afraid to fail? That doesn't mean that a little fear won't be there. But to have the courage to walk through that little fear and not let the fear paralyze me. Why? Because I don't believe that failure is a bad thing. So it's all about my perspective. Because the process of me trying to achieve what it is that I believe in doesn't scare me, because it's how I look at it. And, because it's fear that wants to hold me back. And let me tell you something. Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to hurt you. They're there to let you know that what you're striving for is worth it. Your fears aren't there to hurt you. We're going back to beliefs. We're going back to how we look at things. So when I see fear, when fear comes up, fear is that, oh, I better go after this. This must be worth it. And the enemy is trying to hold me back because God got something for me. God got something for me, but I got to go through the process. I got to go through the process. See, because the reasons reap results. The reason why I'm doing something is tied into my belief. Why am I doing it? What's my motive? Now, motive is just an ingredient. Some of y'all out there, this guy said to me, he said, Malik, man, you should be a motivational speaker. And, I took it with all humility. But motivation is part of it. Motivation is an energy source. But motivation will run out. Like we're talking about, follow me. Like, are we talking about these New Year's resolutions? New Year's resolutions come from a sense of motivation. But what is the reason? Because the right reasons reap results. What's motivating me? See, because if the reasons aren't right, and what's really behind what's motivating me is fear based on the concept that I need to be something for someone or for something, it's going to run out. And by the time February come around, I'm not going to be doing it anymore. Motivation is just part of it. It's what I believe. See? Listen, man. Do I believe it's what I believe? I've been around. I'm 45 years old. I'll be 45 in June. Right? I've been around for a while. But what do I believe? Do I believe I need my pastor or my imam, my job, my money, a priest? Do you believe you need your lover? Huh? And why did I mention that? Because some of us are still trying to suck off the energy of others without having our own experience, without being who and what we should be. How long am I going to depend on him or her? Because depending on people, anyone for any extended period of time is no good. When am I going to find my truth? When am I going to stop being a parasite? Parasites suck and never let go. Babies suck on their mothers, but we don't call them parasites. Why? Because they're sucking to sustain themselves to eventually become free. But some of us continue sucking and drawing on that which isn't really a permanent energy source. There are people who fail just like me. Listen, man. Listen, come on, man. I've been going to church all my life. If the pastor can't help me find that which I need to not necessarily depend on him, something's wrong. The people, let me tell you something. The people who come my way for me to spiritually mentor, you want to know how I know if I've done a good job? And I've been blessed to help a lot of people spiritually. That's what I do. That's my real work. I said it before. I have an occupation. I own businesses. That's my occupation. My job is to grow spiritually and help other people become enlightened. But you know how I know if I've done my job? When the people that I help outgrow me spiritually. That's how I know I've done my job. Because it's so funny. Some of my best friends are people who I've been blessed to spiritually mentor. Those are the people who I rely on. Those are the people who I talk to. But we're talking about belief. And it was something Khalil Gibran said, which rocked me. He said, your suffering is the pain of holding on to that which no longer serves you. Your suffering is the pain of holding on to that which no longer serves you. Whoa. But I believe I could still get something out of it. Huh? How many of us are in situations that's causing us suffering, that's causing us pain, and we're still in it, and we've been in it for years? Why? I'm still there. I'm holding on to something that doesn't benefit me no more. I'm holding on to this relationship. I'm holding on to this job. I'm holding on to my position in this organization. I'm holding on to this church. Come on. I'm holding on in all of these areas, and I'm holding on to things that cause me pain. Why? Because part of me believes that I'm not going to be okay without it. I talked before about known bondage being preferred over unknown freedom. I talked about it before, but a lot of us, all we can do. So what happens when I'm living a life of pain and suffering? I become the biggest critic. You ever be around people that all they do is criticize other people? That's pain and suffering. People who criticize aren't spiritually enlightened people, because the urge to judge isn't there when you're walking in spiritual enlightenment. It's just not there. Yeah, we're not going to be perfect. Of course, I might, have something to say about something here and there. But you want to know what's one of the greatest spiritual qualities is love and tolerance. Especially when I know I can be like that too. And especially if I know I've been like that and I can have those experiences. But it's funny because critics never get statues or monuments built after them. Why would you want to be a critic? Show me one statue of a critic. Show me one monument that's built after a critic. One airport, one bridge. But some of y'all are masters at critiquing, and I don't even want to be around you too long. I mean, it's just sickening. If you spent half the time focusing on what's ambushing your life into a life of pain and suffering, because that's what, then you would be ahead of the game, because that's what, listen, for me to get to belief, I got to see all the ways that I don't believe. I talked about it before, that if I want to accomplish a dream, I have to first look at all of the ways that dream could be destroyed and then do the exact opposite. I did a lecture last week that my not to-do list needs to be bigger than my to-do list. This is spiritual warfare. And when I want to grow in certain areas, I can't just look at how I want to achieve this goal, but I also got to look at how I could sabotage me achieving this goal. So I got to look at my unbelief and where I disbelieve. So I need to sit down and take some time into prayer and meditation and really, really slow my life down into a simple constructive day, so that I could just get in tune with myself and blot out the distractions. Listen, I love sports. I love sports. I watch sports. I watch it in its perspective, though. I got other things to do. I understand the history behind sports. Sports were created to control the masses, to take the masses off of the problems that they were going through, to give them a diversion. If you talk to most successful people, most people who have a strong belief system, those people don't necessarily entertain themselves with a lot of extracurricular activities. I talked about that in the 5 steps of changing the way I believe, because all of that distracts me from the process. It all does. That's what it's all designed to do. There's when my beliefs change, it allows me to live in present moment awareness. And I can actually, you ever see somebody change their life? You ever meet somebody that used to be one way and they're now a totally different way? And you wonder, why can't that be me? You ever start going to the gym, working out, and somebody come in after you, and a year later they're ripped? You ever see somebody struggle and change and get their life together and get a job and buy a house before you? You ever see somebody not be in a relationship and all of a sudden meet someone, fall in love and get married and have kids before you? You ever see somebody achieve something that you wanted? You ever see somebody struggle? I know I did. You ever see somebody that was just making all of the wrong decisions, and then you get around them and you feel like you don't even know them anymore? And then you start hating. You saying they acting bougie, they switched up on you. They're different now, they act different. Yes, they're acting different because they are different. Malcolm X wasn't the same person. He wasn't Detroit Red when he became Malcolm X. He was different. Why? Because he went through a process and his belief system changed. The things that used to give him pleasure, and me, the things that used to give me pleasure, don't give me any pleasure no more. They've become objectionable. Why? Because how I look at it is different. And for some reason, I'm more effective because what motivates me is shaped by the reasons, and the reasons I'm motivated are shaped by my beliefs. That's what brings about faith. Listen, I really don't want to talk too much about faith, because faith that automatically, my beliefs changing and me going through the process automatically develops a faith. Automatically. But after I gain the faith, I got to stay in action. It compels me. Why? Because I'll take you back through it. I'm motivated. I'm motivated by the right reasons. Those reasons are shaped by my beliefs. And those beliefs bring about a faith that now I know. But I can't run on autopilot. Each new day brings a new opportunity for me to shape the way my mind thinks and for me to become a new person. And I can't stay locked in to that prism. I can't be too concerned about how what I'm doing is going to affect other people. You know, the biggest part of change, and the reason why a lot of us don't finish the process of changing, is because we got people around us that don't want us to change. And it could be your loved ones. And I'm saving this for last. Because when people get used to you a certain way, for you to change, now that alters their reality. We're going to do a series on relationships and acceptance. Relationships and acceptance is tied in. They're married together. I'm going to do it separate. I'm going to do it separate on YouTube, but then I'm going to tie it in. And there's a lot of material I have on it. But the reason why a lot of us can't stick through the process of change long enough so that we can recreate the way, so that that process will recreate my beliefs, and my beliefs will determine the decisions that I make that will ultimately change my reality. Because I'm the narrative. I control the narrative. I'm the reality maker. I can rewrite a new reality based on anything that happens. So, you know, it's like the person who loses both their parents in a car accident. One person's in so much pain, So he starts shooting heroin. Huh? Shoots up, kills himself because of the pain of his parents dying. It's too powerful. And he says it's because of all of the unfortunate things that happen to him. And then another person uses that same story, that same painful experience, and says, this is the reason why I'm going to live in the memory of my parents. And I'm going to achieve great things. And everything I do is going to be in the memory of my parents. That person thereby turned what was supposed to be a tragedy into a success story. It's no longer a tragedy. They rewrote the narrative. You have the power to rewrite the narrative right now, tonight. Look, if I look back over my life, I got a lot of sad spots, man. I got some stories that sometimes, look, man, they make me want to cry. I'm blessed to be here. I'm here by grace and mercy. I'm here to do this. My job is to help people grow spiritually and devote my life to spiritual upliftment, period. But it wasn't always easy. See, and some of the toughest obstacles to change are the people that's closest to you, because people set you up. People set you up in a box based on how I trained them. Now, listen, don't get mad at them. You know, some of us, our husbands, our wives, our children, our mothers and fathers, our friends, we condition them to operate with us a certain way. They get used to that. So they put us, you know, we allow people to put us in a box. And I can't be afraid to hurt your feelings to step out of that box. And the toughest thing is when your light starts to shine, it hurts other people, because I talked to you about that prism. That distorted, you ever put a prism up to your eye and you see all of the different angles? You're dealing with other people that look through life through a distorted prism of how they've been affected by all of the people and the situations that affected them. They're looking at you through that same distorted prism. So when you start to change, they have a twisted view of what your change means to them. And it's painful to the person that's going through the change. It was painful to me. As I started growing successfully, people didn't want anything to do with me. They started stepping away. Why? Because they was used to relating to me a certain way. And it was something that they were getting out of me being the way that I was. Listen, and some of these are people that generally love you. And it hurts, it's tough. And they want to say you acting funny. I'm not acting funny. I'm doing this because my life depends on it. I don't do the same things I used to could do with you anymore. Yo, some of you women know. Some of you women know. You got a guy that's used to him being able to call you 2 in the morning and you opening the door for a quick booty call all the time, and then he could just leave. He don't stay there. He don't snuggle up with you. He don't buy you nothing for your birthday. He just want to blow and go. Come on. He just want to blow and go. And some guys, you dealing with women that's the same way. You know they don't care about you. You a trick. A trick. You a trick chick. Trick Nick. But let you start changing it up on them. Let you start saying, yo, man, that what we used to do? We can't do that anymore like that. Huh? You tell the guy, hey, man, you got to spend the night. You're going to come over here. Now I need you to take me to work in the morning. Or how about you say to them, yo, listen, if we're going to continue in this, I need a ring. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Huh? I'm not trying to be, I'm being real. And then all of a sudden, he gonna say, you acting funny now. How about people that's used to borrowing money from you? And now you say no. Why? Because you shifting. Now you value your money. Oh, he acting funny now. I'm talking about little simple stuff. I used to let you park the car in my driveway. Now you got to move your car. Why? Because I got a car. Oh, he be on some bull. Or nah, we just can't do those things no more. I'm talking about the process of change that affects others. And you got to have the fortitude. And if you don't have it, you will grow the fortitude that, listen, how my change how my positive change affects you is your business. It's not mine. But I got to do it because I'm going to die. I can't keep going on like this. I got to do something different. I can't go on this way forever. So beliefs are all vision-based, right? So in whatever area I'm struggling in, let me take some time to look at, and this is what I want you to do, and this is what I do. I take time. I take time and get still. I ask God to show me. Show me where I don't believe, God. Really, really try him. Try him. Because I actually believe, and I always talk about this, that the consciousness of my belief is really looking for me. My brain isn't my consciousness. There's consciousness in my brain, but my brain isn't my consciousness. And my consciousness is supposed to govern my brain. But my consciousness can't govern my brain if I don't have conscious contact with God. If I don't have conscious contact with my inner self. So what's happening is a lot of us, our brain are making the decisions. And my brain is making the decisions based on influences from the past. So I'm repeating cycles that I'm a fail before I get started. I have to start from a new set of consciousness. Introduce some new things into your life. Go try something new. If you never did yoga, go do yoga. If you never read certain books about spiritual enlightenment, I don't care what your pastor say. Read it. Look into some other things. Open your mind up spiritually to have a new experience. Set aside all of the things that bring about pain and failure. Identify them and set them aside. The pain of letting go hurts. It's like a snake. When the snake lets go and it sheds its skin. But if the snake wants to grow, he gotta let go to shed his skin. But what does he have to do first? He has to get still. He has to get still and take time. And listen, it's during that time the snake is the most vulnerable. It's during that time that you're gonna feel vulnerable when you're shedding. Because a lot of my identity are wrapped into things that cause me pain, that aren't good for me. And I kind of know they're not good, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know, they're not good, but I get some pleasure here and there. Brother Khalil was talking about pain is holding on to things that no longer serve you, brother. It ain't working, and it ain't been working. And you know it hasn't been working. And that's what hurts the most. You know it ain't been working. You know judging people ain't been working. You know acting crabby with everybody hasn't been working. You know you don't get along with people. That's why you ain't been able to keep jobs. Nobody want to work for you at your business. I got businesses that I go into. There's somebody new working there all the time. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I've been blessed. You can come to my businesses. I got the same people working there that's been working there 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I live this. Yeah, I'm not going to get along with everybody. Some people, you know, things happen. So in closing, the fear of letting go is an idea. It's a belief system that I'm not going to be able to pay my rent if I tell him he got to leave. I'm not going to be able to buy these Gucci shoes if I get out of this relationship. If I tell her to stop cheating on me. Huh? What's going to happen when I set new parameters? What's going to happen if I really change and become something different? How are the people around me going to receive me? I lost more people. Listen to me. I've lost more friends through my spiritual evolution than I did when I wasn't living a spiritual way of life. It's funny. It seems like nobody had a problem with me when I was suffering. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how, you know, everybody's kind of your friend when you're under them? That's just strange. I just noticed that. Everybody's okay with me when I'm struggling, I'm going through things. But as soon as I started to spiritually grow and I started to change my life inwardly and God started working through me, and then things on the outside started to change. Then it was almost like it was this force field that some of the things that I needed to let go, that I needed to get out of the way so that I could grow. It's like God was doing it for me. The people that was no good, the people that I thought had my best interests at heart, they really didn't. And they just started backing away on their own. And what began to happen was the process of change. The process started changing my outward environment. So not only was I being changed inwardly, but as I was being changed inwardly, I started being changed outwardly. And I'm telling you, trust it. And that process changed my beliefs. My beliefs changed my decision making. My decision making allowed me to control the narrative. The narrative is that I can write reality and I can rewrite my current state of reality, thereby making me the author, giving me control. My decisions is my control, and God is my grace. Peace and blessings. Have a good night, y'all.